What's up, YouTube? What's up, Xtreme Gains family? I'm Chuck. This is Xtreme Gains. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say is or ever will be financial advice. Please do not take it as such. Today is Monday, April 18th, 2022. This is the AMC, GME, and SPY Algo Exposed daily update and preparation video for tomorrow and beyond. I hope you had a great day in the market today. Everybody here in the Discords and on the live stream smoked the market today. Once again, I'll never get sick of saying this. Congratulations to everybody. It's well deserved. Thank you for sharing and allowing me to be a part of. I hope you did. If you're not a part of any of those and you're just here watching the update videos, I hope you made some money in the market today as well. With all of that said, I want to go over the regulars that I always go over, my snake algo for AMC, GME, and SPY, as well as macro comparatives for all three as well. So with that said, let's dig in. On your screen is AMC and my snake algo. AMC finished the day down 3%, 1748, down an additional 0.40 in after hours at 1741. Now, let me try to see if I can explain this. So we had a holiday, and those of you that follow me know that the last holiday that we missed a trading day, it kind of messed the sequencing up of this snake algo method. And here's what happened. One of two things is about, in my opinion, according to this, about to happen. So I had this snake pulled and overlapped one day into last week. It projected and fulfilled Wednesday and Thursday. Then we did not have trading Friday. When market opened today, it diverted from this snake in this position to the downside. Usually when that happens, I go ahead and clip the previous day and then put it on here, which is what I did here. And I'll show you that in a second. So if that's the case, and this was a straight up diversion from this, and it only gave that 3-day projection and fulfillment, and now that the holiday happened, we're having a reset, and it's going to go ahead and interchange already that quick, then this snake here, the clip from Thursday, would have shown projection and fulfillment for today. I wouldn't have known that then, so I only know it now. So that's where I get my overlap and now my 1-day fulfillment. I know it's a lot to understand, but I just want to give you some background here. If that did not happen and this snake is still valid, then I misplaced it. And the only other way I can see to potentially place this thing that it makes any kind of sense would be right there. And that would give it a full day and 1/2 overlap all of last Tuesday and a part into Monday at market end. If that were the case and this snake were to be valid and the one we follow, the indication from it looks to me to be consolidation tomorrow, right here in the area that it's in, followed by a potential move to the upside late afternoon tomorrow to the 1850 area. If the original placement that I had it in was the correct position, and we have in fact diverted from it already, and the holiday off caused some sort of hiccup in the sequencing of these things, then the clip that I believe we would be following, would be this right there going into tomorrow. Big difference, I know. And sure, I'm going to get some shills, I'm sure. Oh, so we're either going up or down, huh? Every single day. Thank you for your input. This would be the indication from it. Obviously, continuation downside, and it looks to be quite heavy if that happens tomorrow. So just to stay out in front of this and to keep y'all in the loop with me and what it is that I'm looking at, that's what I'm looking at. I did not just want to present one and a potential new position, and then we divert again from it tomorrow with a continuation to downside without any kind of theoretic concept to this thing, which there is. And those in my premium Discord that follow along with this, and those of you here on YouTube, even some of y'all that aren't in premium Discord that I've talked to about this and in the live chat know what I'm talking about when it comes to this. So that's what I'm looking at as potential for tomorrow, one way or the other. So I'm obviously going to let tomorrow morning's movements show me what we're doing and where we're going. But in my opinion, it's going to be one or the other. And then I do believe the placement on both of these I'm feeling good about. So no matter which one it is, I am confident and comfortable with the placement of either one of them. So that's what I'm looking at right now with AMC and the potential snake moving forward. The macro comparatives for AMC. There's one macro comparative I'm looking at in two separate positions. It is the macro double-double from prior to the January 2021 run-up as part of that giant macro descending wedge. The bullish, the bullish scenario position that we've been tracking and looking at daily here is this one. It did continue to fulfill this today, and the indication from this moving into tomorrow is this upside move, the first leg of it. What looks to be potentially up to the 2150-ish area, and then I guess the middle and latter part of the week, Wednesday-ish, would be the second leg up to about the $26 area, followed by this pullback. It's going to be very obvious if this is the one we're following. The other position of this is this entire macro double-double in its entirety on here, and this is the bearish one that we have been following for quite some time here. The one that has led from the $45, $46 area clear down to where we're at now, and most recently from the $35 area down to where we're at currently. I've talked to you about the alternate positions of this, meaning just lining the tops up or lining the bottoms up to know what depth of the potential bottom. And you can really truly never know, because you see here how it inverted and mirrored itself, but then went back almost candle for candle for this continuation of projection and fulfillment. And that's what I'm looking at here. I'm just going to keep it kind of in the middle where I think it may be for the time being. And I think it's somewhere right in here. I talked about this potentially inverting itself. If it were to go upside with that consolidative upside snake, it could invert and mirror itself like it had done here. The projection showed upside, price action went downside, replicated the movements in their entirety, but flipped upside down. If it were to do something like that, I'm okay with it. I'm not going to invalidate this macro comparative right away due to its long-standing projection and confirmed fulfillment. So that's what I'm looking at with this one as well. Obviously, the indication from this one moving into tomorrow would be, if it were to continue to follow this, continuation to downside. We'll take a look at that day by day like we have been as we've been going. So that's AMC in its entirety. GME, the snake thing with GME is essentially the same thing that's going on with AMC to some extent. I did talk to you in yesterday's video and showed you last week's snake was still in play and still valid. We had not diverted from it. And I said if we continued to follow it, it would indicate that downside move. And that's exactly what it did today. Now, it has since fulfilled this snake in its entirety and now diverted from it, which means it's time to clip another one. So if I were to do that and clip the current one and give it a 1-day overlap, this is the snake that would be clipped and put on here. And the indication from it looks and appears to be short-term consolidation followed by potential downside tomorrow. And that's what it would look like. Now, as well with that, as I pulled and clipped a snake last week with the one I clipped from AMC. And it has not only confirmed the movements for 3 days with a 2 days with a 1-day overlap. So 2 days of projection and fulfillment, 1-day overlap with this snake, and now into today with the previous snake to this downside. But the indication here moving forward is obviously different than this one. So again, if the holiday threw something off and we're interchanging this quick, even if this was to be a valid snake from last week and be an interim for the 3 days like AMC and now a switch into a new one, then this would be the one. If we're going to continue to follow this one to the upside, I'm looking for this ascending level of support on the way up. And that's the snake projection from the snake last week. Now, macro comparatives here, and I'll put this back on real quick. And you can see here, it looks to be, yeah, this is shown tomorrow morning, pretty much rated open. So I think we'll have an idea for sure rated open tomorrow. I wanted to give you guys a little bit more in-depth, a more in-depth look at this. This is something that I look at when I'm not sure where the clips are, especially with these holidays. For those of you that have been with me, if you can remember back to the last holiday, it did cause a little hiccup in this, and it took me a day or two to get back on track with it. So bear with me. I'm just giving you full-on insight into what I'm looking at right now, and unfortunately, it's giving two opposite projections moving into tomorrow. But I think after tomorrow, should have a pretty good idea and a definitive direction, hopefully picked, and know which one we are potentially following. The macro comparative for GME that I'm looking at is this one, and it fulfilled itself and its projection today. Its projection was downside first, then upside, and then this macro ascending level of consolidation moving forward. And it did fulfill that as well. So that's what I'm looking at with GME. And last but not least, SPY. The macro comparative is the same one in two different positions from the 08-09 correction and crash. The blue one is the long term. The red one is the extended version that I've been talking about for quite some time. It's obvious that we've been following the extended version. It did move to the upside today, and I talked about this in last night's video as well. If this were to go heavy bull and it were to get itself back up here and essentially invert itself from this move like it had done previously right here with its previous projections and fulfillment in a mirrored inverted way, then I could see it getting back up here and getting back in line with the long-term version and still being valid. So for that reason, I'm leaving the long-term version on, even though it looks and appears to be as if we have potentially in the short term here diverted from it already. So I'm going to leave it there for the time being and see if that's what kind of fulfillment we end up getting. However, if not, and we continue following the extended version macro comparative, the indication is continuation to downside. Now, the snake, I explained to you all about how I clipped this snake and put a new one on here in sync with AMC and GME and their clips from last week, and put it on here, and it gave an absolute perfect projection and fulfillment today. An absolute perfect projection and fulfillment today. Almost candle for candle today. From pre-market open until close, it's still giving an almost candle for candle projection. The indication from it moving forward and into tomorrow is downside, continuation downside. Maybe, where are we at? 8 o'clock, yeah, maybe a short-term move upside and then downside. If not, straight downside is the way it looks in the current position. And that is SPY, AMC, and GME, and what I'm looking at going into tomorrow. That's all I have for this video. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you very much. Do y'all's thing, like, comment, interact in the comment section. I would appreciate it. Quick reminder, I am not going to be live tomorrow. It is a scheduled private stream in the Discord, in the premium Discord tomorrow. So unless things were to pop off to the upside and or go catastrophic to the downside, I will be in premium Discord tomorrow, and I will not be live streaming the market tomorrow. However, I will put out an update and preparation video like I always do tomorrow night after market close. Take care, enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will talk to y'all on the next one. Later.